If you enjoy truthful and heartfelt conversations to inspire you to become a better version of yourself, Empowering Stories will help you. Hello, Lara. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I
Thank you
am
for having
delighted.
me.
Oh my God, I'm delighted to have you here in the program. And before this recording, I was telling Lara, do you know how I found you? I saw a comment that you posted on LinkedIn. I loved it. And then I clicked on your profile, and then I saw your profile, and it was just, you just tick the big box, which is let's make the world a better place. And then I connected with Lara, and she said, yeah, yes, sure. So this is how she's so congruent with what she posts. She writes about herself and then what she does, which is such a fantastic example. Lara, let us know something about you and how you're empowering yourself and other women so that other women can get that as a reference and do it onto themselves.
Okay, my name is Laura Junadu, originally from Nigeria, West Africa, and I lived in South Africa for like 5 years, worked in school there before coming to the United States of America to work and also further my education. I did my master's in education, and I've been here for like 11 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So I believe in, education,
Yes.
that we should all be, with education, you empower yourself, you empower other people, people from like poor background and whatever, you can become whoever you want to be by the right education. I grew up in a country where, though we had the education, but they sometimes you need people to like encourage you and know that you need quality education, and that's why when I came to the US, and I became part of the Graduate Center, and I was part of this African research group, and I met with someone, and the person was just like, "Oh, why not join us at the United Nations?" And they had these education solutions, and that was how I became a part of it. And I was impressed that the quality of education from pre-K to higher institution and beyond should actually be good, and empowering students and women and girls to be educated. You don't have to like just be at the background, especially where from they always believe that the female child, or the female child should be relegated to the background, while the male child, is empowered, go to school and things like that. So I just kind of believe that you don't have to just stay back. You have to empower yourself. You have to go continue, with, education. Your from my bachelor's degree, I went on to my master's degree. Then I'm still looking forward that I'd want to go on to do my
Doctorate?
my doctorate degree, and that's in the singular efforts, because it's from my background, it's kind of unheard of, from where I'm coming from, you know,
Yeah.
getting to this level, because most people just, you just get married and become housewife, serving children. But, I always want to encourage people that wherever you're from, you can become, better. You shouldn't just settle for less. And also, I'm not saying that it's wrong or whatever for the men to provide for the women, but you should actually empower yourself. You should empower the female child um, to get quality education, which is the target of the United Nations SDG 4, that by the year 2030, that everybody from pre-K to higher institution and beyond should be granted quality education. And that's what I always try to do in wherever I find myself. I've worked in higher institution, I've worked in high school, in elementary school, and even now I work with a company, well, in a place where I work with pre-K children. So there should be quality education right from catch them young, encourage them from the very little age to when they grow
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I have many questions for you. Can I ask you
Yeah,
something?
sure. Yeah, sure.
One of the questions is, as you said before, considering my background, I don't know what Nigeria is like, but when you see movies, it's like sometimes there's not even a paved road there. And you wonder, wow, the conditions here for living must be way, way harder than they are in other countries of the world. Where did you get that idea of, I want my education and I want it now and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my education? Where did you get that idea? Because you didn't see it around.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. The thing is that I thank my mom for that, because when she was when she was about entering university, she met my dad, and they got married. She started having a family and everything. So because of that, she didn't get the education she would have wanted to. So she was always telling us her children, she had three girls. She has three girls, and she was always like telling us that your education is important, and she tried as everything within our powers to make sure we're educated. There were sometimes that things were like rosy and good, and there were sometimes things were really, really like really, really bad. But she did all she could to make sure, we went to school. And she was like,
Wow.
like midnight, she would come and wake us up, and she would like, your education is important, that at least, you should get your first degree. If you want to go on to your master's or whatever, that's okay. But make sure your first degree, you get it. So we've always had that at the back of our minds, that education is important. She always drilled it into us, that and I'm sure it's
Wow.
based on our experience, because she had to drop out of school, got married, and start having a family. So she didn't want that to happen to our girls.
Yeah.
So that was my driving force.
Wow.
And
Wow. So she was
thank God.
a very big influence in it. What
Yeah, like
in
huge, huge, huge
huge
influence. Yeah.
influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another question that I have is to talk about education, education, education. And I'm thinking formal education, going for a degree and a master's and all that path. However, I have a degree myself, and I sometimes wonder, my degree, was that empowering for me, or it wasn't that much? I sometimes think maybe not so much. On the one hand, it gave me the opportunity to get some jobs that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to. But on the other hand, when I was in university, they would say, oh, when you work in a lab, when you work for others, when you get an employment here and a job there, they never told us anything empowering like you can have your own company, you can create wealth. you can do something for other people. They never went into that. So I wonder, what kind of education are you talking about? And it's everything into the system now. Is it permeating somehow to think a bit further than what the books say? What's your view on all this?
Yeah, I believe it's not all about like formal education. That's like schooling in the four walls of a building. There's some, and again, you should know yourself. There's sometimes you could get like an informal education. Like it could be like fashion designing, or there's some other, like numerous other form of education that it doesn't have to be, oh, you have to be a doctor or you have to be wherever. And even when you become like a teacher or a doctor or wherever, you know you could work for people, you could also work for yourself and create an employment for the people. So it's not only like you have to get a degree to work for other people. You could get the experience you want, and at the end of the day, you would, set up your company. You could work in
Yeah.
partnership with other companies or other organizations, and you're passing on the goodwill. You're making the world a better place. Is not all about
No,
so
no, no. It's quite
you're
the opposite.
empowering, yeah, you're empowering other people too,
Yeah.
by doing
Uh,
that.
and
So
getting joy from that.
it, that's
Getting so
paramount.
much joy.
Yeah, that's paramount. You can't just, like, some people, it's all about the money, but there should be much more to what you're doing than just about money. There's so many times, I'm sure maybe you've gone through my LinkedIn profile. You see that there's sometimes I volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes you just like volunteer your services, to like some NGOs, or like the African Development Institute. I volunteered to be the chief strategist there, and that's providing services that that will benefit other people, the Black and Brown community, and the less privileged. And the bottom line is making the world a better place while being happy, seeing that happening. Although we still have
Yeah.
a long way to go, but a little drop of water makes a mighty oceans. But
Do you think that it's changing? That there are more and more people every time wanting to push or, yeah, to incline the world towards more education, more thinking by ourselves, more adding value, more let's all be happy because there's a space for everybody and for happiness and just a lot of wealth. Do you think that we're moving towards there?
it depends on. I would say yes, but again, there's some people, because of maybe like hardship, and they just think of themselves, and they just want to take care of themselves, and that'll be it. But there are lots of people that I've been communicating with, that I've been getting in touch with, and I see they have the good heart to make the world a better place. It's not only just about them, because
Yeah,
what affects you will affect the next person. So,
we're
you
all
know,
one.
yeah, it's a global village. So
Yeah.
what affects you affects the other person. So I think we're all moving towards that common goal, that want the world to be a better place, and that's our duty. As like, if we have like two or three of us, I speak to you, and we say, oh, this would be a better, this could benefit other people, and you pass the words around, and it's a snowball.
Mm. Yeah.
That'll make the, just continue going. And there's some people that they actually want to assist or want the world to be a better place, but they don't know where to start or how to go about it.
Yeah.
So the word has to be out, and we have to make more awareness. Get in touch with people
Yeah.
through media, through going to schools, passing the information around wherever, however we can.
Yeah. And just by example, if if we want to influence even just the person next door, somebody that we have very close by, just we can lead by example, and that can always create a ripple effect.
Definitely,
Maybe,
definitely.
yeah, we don't need to go there and influence 1 billion people in the whole planet. If we
Mhm,
can influence 2 or 3, then we can create this snowball effect or the ripple effect. And
mhm, mhm.
because we're all one, as you said,
Yeah.
all that
Mhm.
information will be there. So I think nobody should be worried. Oh my God, what can I do with all these gifts that I have? And I have only 10 followers in my social media. Well,
Yeah.
if you can bring love to 10, imagine.
Yes, and the 10 people that your followers, they might also have like 10 followers. And those 10 followers, if we just continue that way and to see what you're doing, like you said, you saw I posted, um, I can't even remember the information I posted, and you saw it and you got in touch with me that you like to have an
Exactly.
interview. I wasn't
Exactly.
thinking that I'll be having an interview with you, last week. Was it last week
Yeah, it
or
was only last
yeah.
week, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that would be having this interview, it was just a
Yeah.
comment on a friend's page, and I was, just commented and you saw it, and
Yeah, it
so
grabbed my
that's
attention.
yeah, that's a way, that we could. And
Yeah.
with the interview, more people would see it and they would start thinking. I hopefully it will make people start thinking that what parts can I play? How can I make
A difference.
a
Yeah.
difference in, even if it's
Yeah.
my family, my workplace, my little community?
Yeah.
How can I make that little difference that the next person would see
Yeah.
and will want to be better? And
And you are
then
proof here that it can be something as small as posting some lovely words praising somebody, because that sets an example, and that's you being you. We don't
mhm,
need to do something so big or write books or something like that. We can be kind to people out there, even with people that we don't
definitely.
know. You were so kind
De-
with me, and all the messages that we exchanged, and
yeah,
you didn't know me at all,
no, I
but you
didn't.
were
I
just
just
kind. So that's something that we can do. Just be kind all the time. I would like to know more about girls and education, and from your perspective, because, well, the way I see it is that us women were still a little bit of uh, like be citizens, if that makes sense.
yeah, second class citizens. Yes,
I still
yes, I
feel a bit
know.
like that, and there are many things that I see around me that still show me that might be the case. So the education to our girls is very important, and to boys as well, obviously.
Yeah,
But for the
obviously, yeah.
girls, I suppose not to buy into the story that has been there for centuries now. What's your experience in this? How do you manage this?
Yeah, like I said, like where I'm from, Nigeria, should I say Africa as a whole, you know, but things are changing. Definitely, we've
Good.
moved from how it used to be. that they want the male child to be like educated because they have the assumption that the female child would get married and become a wife, and she might not be the breadwinner or something, So they always like encourage the male child to be educated and stuff like that.
Mm.
But now we see that in schools there are more
Or girls.
more girls in school. You go to classes like during my masters. I noticed that there are lots of females in my class compared to the male. Although it still
Good.
depends on the courses they're taking. And we kind of encourage more girls to don't be restricted to like or making a loan. You should be out there. You shouldn't restrict yourself. You shouldn't say a particular job or a particular occupation is for the male child. You should be open. If that's something that interests you, go for it. You can be a pilot, you could be an army, you could be whatever you want to be. Once you think it, you can do it. You shouldn't like get yourself restricted. And in any way I can, I always encourage people, my niece, my friends, anybody I see, the female child. I'm always like, I usually, I won't say I'm kind of biased, but because I know the background, where I'm coming from, I kind of sit with them and want to see where their mind is, as in future, that do they want to like better themselves, like be better, instead of just like there's some people, they just want to get married, start having children, and that's it. But it should be more, you know. It could be education, it could be business. It's not only about going to school. You could start up a business, to start employing other people. You could be, there's so much more that you could be,
Yeah.
so
Well,
I try to like.
being a mom is, I mean, is imagine your mom, the big influence that she had on you. So being a mom is very important. But as you
Yeah.
said, let's let them have a choice on what they want to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. It's yeah, that definitely. Like I'm also a mom, so I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I always like tell people that you know that you shouldn't just restrict yourself to just that box. Don't just like hide away. You could be much more than
Yeah.
yeah, you could do much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it like you, because by us women working outside the house or having projects or just do something else than just home, which I
Mm.
mean is fantastic if you choose to do that.
Yeah,
But
it
that
is.
way we're teaching our children by example to dream big, to think that they
Yeah,
can
dream
do
big.
whatever they want. So that would be a
Whatever
way
you
of teaching
dream,
them. Yeah.
whatever you think you can be, just work towards it. Have that vision board, that, oh, I want to be this, and just work towards it, and with the right encouragement. And because I know that there's sometimes you can't always like encourage yourself, but you need like people around you,
Yeah, you can need help. So
that,
what? Ask for help.
yeah.
Ask and it is given.
Definitely. Yeah. So and also with some other NGOs that that it's also affiliated with the United Nations. They encourage education education for all, and most especially education for girls, for the girl child. I don't know if you've heard of this, the northern parts of Nigeria. It's called Bukhara, wherever the northern parts of Nigeria, they try to like, we try to like encourage the girls in the northern parts of Nigeria that, you know, they can also be educated. If you even want to start a business, you still need to be educated. If you want to, do like fashion designing, you still need to like know what you're doing. Yeah, so it's all
Yeah.
about
Having the chances.
betting, yeah, the
Yeah,
chances on empowering people around,
exactly.
empowering the female child, empower women, because we always look at self as the weaker link, and or the weakest sex, that we don't really have much to do, but we are much more than that. We can achieve much more, that even if
Yeah,
it's by just encouraging, like my mom, that's encouraging words, always, it's always at the back of my
yeah,
mind, that
yeah,
I
giving
have
you the
to,
confidence.
yeah, to continue, that once, you could sleep, you could dream. And yeah, like I remember when I was in secondary school, we had this United Nation at 50, and not in my wildest dream would I ever think, I'll be in New York and I would attend, the United Nations headquarters, with events, related with making the world a better place. But, you just dream, you'd give you dream big, and you try and work towards, you know, others
You
that
go,
people say luck,
join the dots.
luck, yeah, just from
Join the
one,
dots, sorry.
yeah, from one, whoever to the next. Yeah. So it
Exactly.
was even when I go here, I was like, I remember, I was part of the United Nations at 50, in Lagos State, in my secondary school, and here I am. That was the very first time I, went to the United Nations headquarters in New York, and I was like, and I just had the flashback that, wow,
Yeah,
I'm here. Uh,
yeah,
So just keep dreaming and work towards your dream. And if you're lucky enough, to have good people around you to like encourage you to be better, you know, just go for it. So I always encourage the female child. I always encourage students that don't think your dreams are not valid. You could dream, you could have a vision board, all the lovely things, all the places you want to go to. You could get pictures posted on the wall, or a strategic place that when you wake up in the morning, you'd see it, and it will remind you of where you
yes,
want to be. Yeah. And it will encourage you to keep working towards that goal. you know
yeah. Have the
so
vision first, feel it, and then join the dots by
the
doing. Makes
dots,
sense?
yeah,
Makes
very.
sense? That's what
Mm-hmm.
brought you where you are.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, so well done, so well done. It's just amazing,
Yeah.
Lara, how much you've achieved. But you had a vision, you have a why, you had a reason why, and you put the work there, and now you're doing the same for all the people that come behind you and giving them the
Yeah,
support.
definitely. And
Yeah,
that gives me the satisfaction, like the satisfaction when I see someone and I'm like, oh, it was just based on a little conversation, and the person is where they are now. It just like, supposing my mom is alive now, I'm sure she would be like really happy that, you know,
for sure.
so
Yeah,
it's, and the other lovely people that have helped me along the way. I've met like lots of wonderful people. I've been blessed with so many wonderful people that actually helped me with, you know, moving from one point, from point A to point B to point C, and where I'm right now. Family, friends, total strangers. So why not, you know, continue,
Yeah.
why not continue? You can't just stay in one place. You also have to like make other people, you know, pass on the baton, kind of to make the
Yeah.
world a better place. So.
Yeah, but it speaks so loud the way that you are such a beautiful teacher and educator, because you enjoy that your pupils do even better than you. So
Yeah,
that says a lot about you.
yeah.
Okay, when
Thank you,
people
thank you, thank you.
thank you, Lara. Thank you, thank
Hmm.
you, thank you. Lara, when people want to contact you, where do we send them to?
Okay, if people want to contact me, they could contact me on LinkedIn, Lara Junodu,
Mm-hmm.
and that I get direct messages through my inbox, and also
Excellent.
my email address. I'll give my personal email address, which is bo.jinodu,
Be
bo.jinodu, that's my last name, at
okay.
gmail.com. I check that often. Then
Excellent.
my other, my other link, I link it to my email, and, I get the message. So,
Excellent. I'll put that underneath the video so anyone can reach out to you. And what kind of
mhm.
people can you help more directly? What would be the profile that you could have more of an influence on, because that would be your area of work?
Okay, so first, I'm kind of diversified, if it's education, and also when I was in my country, I into entertainment, which is like tourism, visiting places. That's educational tourism,
Uh
because
huh.
sometimes you travel to other places and you learn, like there's some monumentals and everything that, so it's educational tourism and also education, in general.
In general. Excellent.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Lara, what a pleasure and an honor, and how beautiful. I love your energy. I love that you became who you wanted to be. Your mother is delighted, wherever she is at the moment, and what a great
Thank you,
example
thank
you
you,
are.
thank you.
And
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And another thing I usually say is I have a motto that says like merging borders, that I believe the world is a global village, so it shouldn't just, we're not an island. So everybody, there should be peace in the world. So I try as much as possible to also promote peace. When you're educated, you know that with education you can also promote peace. We're all
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yes, so peace is also like, and that's also one of the, like, when you want to travel, the educational tourism, we encourage peaceful interaction within the different
Beautiful.
countries.
Beautiful.
That's
Beautiful.
merging borders. Mhm.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
Lara, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciative of being here.
Thank you very much.
You're
Love you.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.